All right, we are back with another Drive Across 65 weekly MLB rankings slash grading show. I liked how we did it last week, giving out the grades rather than the rankings instead of splitting hairs between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8, just grouping the teams together, giving them A's, giving them B's. Feels like a more justified process. Um, Fun fact, I haven't figured out how I wanted to transition in between grades, so I'm just going to blurt them out. Maybe something clever will come across my brain later, but right now I'm just going to say it. Shout out to Goodwood. Not a sponsor, but like I said a couple weeks ago, they gave me the shirt, told me I would wear it on the channel. I like how it fits, man. Shout out to Goodwood. Leading off, these teams failed this week. Grade F. Um, Leading off with the Red Sox getting swept by the Cardinals in Boston. Can't happen. You can't get swept at home. You definitely can't get swept by a team that's been as inconsistent as the Cardinals. Really bad look for the Red Sox. They were somewhat improving, but they failed this week. They did not study, was not prepared. The Mets, the most fascinating team in baseball. It's almost like a science experiment right now. It's kind of like watching like the opposite of Moneyball, the opposite of the Oakland A's. You spend all that money and they're just not performing. It's insane. If I was a Mets fan, I would be pulling my hair out at this point of the season. It's crazy. I can't figure them out. And they get an F. They did not study this week. Another team that did not study, the Padres. What is going on? Tatis comes back. Seems like he's should be in rhythm by now. Have his timing down, and they just got swept by the Dodgers. Um, they lost the game to the Royals. So either you you can't get swept by the Dodgers. You got to win a game in that position. If you get swept, you're essentially almost guaranteed an F on this show. Then you followed up with losing the game to the Royals. Doesn't make any sense. Padres are falling apart down there. Um, we're gonna give the Royals an F plus just for beating the Padres. We're gonna throw them a plus. They failed a little bit better than the rest of the teams. And the usual suspect, the Oakland A's. But shout out to them. At least they're. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but it looks like they're moving to Vegas for sure. Moving on, the teams that barely squeaked by didn't fail this week, but might have fell asleep on the last question of the quiz. The Marlins getting a D minus. They lost the series to the Reds. Chisholm is hurt, but at least they're not getting swept. Could say the same thing about the White Sox. The White Sox lit up Bieber yesterday. That kind of sucked. They could have got the win without doing that to him in the fifth inning, but nevertheless, at least these teams aren't getting swept. They're winning at least one or two of their respective games in the series. Um, Moving on to the teams that also passed, but passed a little bit better than the teams that almost didn't pass. The Pirates kind of disappointing. Buccos, man, they look good for the first stretch of the season. It looked real good. They're kind of falling apart. The Phillies lost a series to the Giants. They're beating the Rockies. Can maybe throw them a D plus. We'll see. The Tigers and the Mariners, they split with the Pirates. Live average tells me that you gotta give them a D if you give the Pirates a D. Um, Guardians, we just talked about them against the White Sox. They're not playing great right now. Beaver got lit up. And again, it pains me, but the Cubs are not playing good. So they got beat by the Twins, which is not a bad loss. The Twins are pretty good. But then you're down to Houston, you're resting players. The Astros are beating you up. It's not a good look. You know what? We're going to go on and give the Phillies a D plus. Throw them back up there for the D plus, and the Rockies D plus. They did lose the series to the Phillies, but they're beating the Reds currently. We're recording this in the middle of the day on Wednesday, so that game is still currently going on. Moving on, C minus. These teams are just below average. Speaking of, we just talked about on the Reds. The Reds, they're just spoilers. it is insane. So they were just a big underdog to the Marlins earlier in the week or last week. I think the Marlins were minus 250 money line favorite, and the Reds beat them. It's insane, man. They're just kind of hitting out of nowhere. If they had some pitching, man, they might be a pretty decent team. And shout out to Matt McClain. If I was doing rookie of the week winners, it would definitely be him. He got caught up, get the hit in the 2-hole. Second at bat, RBI double up there in Colorado. That was pretty cool. Good for him. And the Nationals. The Nationals are a weird team, too. They're just winning series late, winning games late in weird fashion. Shout out to the Nationals. I think that's the most love I've probably given them all season, giving them a C-. Moving on, the exactly average teams. The Giants up 2 games on the Phillies. Got swept by the Diamondbacks. It's about as average of a team as you can get. The Mariners, they're playing pretty average right now. The Angels, they're playing pretty average right now. The Astros, all these teams are winning games they should be and losing to better teams, and they're just playing exactly what an average ball club would be. The Braves coming off a tough losing streak. Shout out to our defensive player of the week, though, Charlie Morton. Let me get his exact stat. I think he Charlie Morton threw 106 pitches and shut out the Rangers, winning our run line bet for us and got them out of the funk. Pretty strong game by Uncle Charlie. Shout out to him. Defensive player of the week. And the Blue Jays, another very average team right now. They beat the Braves, but they're down 2 games to the Yankees. And they're tipping pitches. You let Judge go like 480 on you. Can't do that. Moving on. So I talked about the Red Sox just can't get swept by the Cardinals. But with that being said, the Cardinals did do the sweeping. So I'm going to give them a B-, a little bit better than just an average team right now. Maybe too much credit, but they were in Boston. They did sweep the Red Sox. They're splitting the series right now with the Brewers. Maybe they're coming around. We might start backing them soon. Arnando, I think there was a streak. It might still be current. 5 home runs in 5 games. It's pretty good. Give the Cardinals B-. The teams that are performing above average, but just not at the peak of their league right now. We have the Rays. They lost the series to the Orioles. They split the series with the Yankees. The Rangers, they beat the A's in the series, but then they turned around and lost that game to Uncle Charlie, 12-0. That was kind of weird. The Yankees get a B, but they did cheat. On the other hand, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Unless you're the Astros, and then you're just cheating. And the Diamondbacks, like I said, the Giants, they beat the Giants 1-3 out 4 to them. Diamondbacks playing pretty well right now. We're going to give the Brewers a B+. They swept the Royals, but the 18-1 loss kept them from getting an A. That was pretty disgusting loss that they took the other day. Moving on, the teams that are playing the best right now. I want to be fair. I know I've been leaning Twins all year, so I'm going to try to set my bias to the side. We're going to give the Twins an A-. It would be a solid A. They lost that 12-inning game to the Dodgers, and we lost money on it, so can't give them an A. And then the teams that are playing at their peak, playing the best ball as of this week. The Dodgers, we talked about sweeping the Padres in the series. They're in the series right now with the Twins, but they just swept the Padres. And the Orioles swept the Pirates. And that brings up the offensive player of the week. Could have been Arnando with his 5 home runs in 5 games. It could have been the kid, Matt McClain, getting caught up. 2-run or the RBI double, his second at bat. you got to give it to Cedric Mullins hitting for the cycle. Doesn't happen every day. That's pretty strong. Shout out to him. He's getting the Offensive Player of the Week. Shout out to the Orioles for playing the best ball right now. They get an A. That wraps us up. Appreciate everybody watching, listening. Drop me some comments. Let me know what teams passed, what teams failed, where I missed, where I hit. Remember, we are giving out sides on Twitter. Hashtag pineapples don't go on pizza. 5. Twitter suspended me. Make sure if you're following on Twitter, you're also following on YouTube. I got a really weird suspension from Twitter for 12 hours the other day. Like to have ruined my Saturday. Went and seen Guardians of the Galaxy and had me in mood the whole time. Anyways, shout out to everybody watching, listening, comment, like, subscribe. Been picking up subs, picking up likes, been appreciating all the love, man. I want to keep doing it, but I want to make sure that there's an audience that is actually watching and enjoying it. So let me know, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck, everybody.